Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome to DIY Art Plus. So today I'm gonna show you how I make this painting using a lot of colors. So if you're new to my channel, make sure you give a thumbs up if you like this video, and also subscribe to my channel, and you get to see more of this kind of a painting video. So here I'm using 8 by 8 canvas. It's a framed canvas, and I'm using some of these colors, and I was going for actually this color palette. I found it like in Pinterest, so I'm like, yeah, let me try making like using these colors. So I didn't have that color specifically, so I was trying to make here, and I used burnt umber and white paint, and I'm just kind of mixing on my canvas here. If you are, I always do that, I don't know why, but if you are also painting something like this, you can use your paper plate or your palette. And I add here a little bit of yellow here, and I'm just keep mixing and become kind of a little grayish like. And I add a whole bunch of red here, just a plain red. My bottle, the label says red only here. So yeah, and I thought this was too dark, so I add more yellow, and then I add a little bit of white then. And this was really fun actually. I really like to create my own color instead of just buying one and then just use that. I mean, that's also good, but if you are not comfortable mixing any colors, you can also do that. But I really like to just mix whatever using the primary colors I have here. So yeah, all right, so I just applied spread that paint everywhere, and I'm really gonna fast forward this video because this took me 2 hours to paint, and I don't want you to guys see me painting for 2 hours. So yeah, I'm just gonna fast forward just in case if you are if you want to slow down this video. I believe you can also do that by clicking on that 3 kind of icon, and there should be a, let me check. Okay, so I'm back. All right, so you can click on that 3 dots on the top of the video, and then click on the playback speed. So yeah, basically you can just slow down the video if you like. All right, so here I'm all done covering the whole canvas. Now I'm just smoothing out all of the brush strokes. I know I'm not gonna see any brush strokes after I add those flowers, leaves, and everything. I still like to smooth out all of my brush strokes, and then I'm just gonna let this dry. And just because I use a lot of paint on this canvas here, it's gonna take a little bit more time. So it took about like a maybe half hour to dry. And I'm just gonna let this dry, and then we're gonna start adding some flowers. So yeah, as you can see, it's super shiny, super plotchy. Okay, all right, so here are the colors I'm gonna be using today. If you want to know where I get these paints from, they really send me all of these paints. Thank you so much for doing that, guys. I love your paint. This is amazing. So yeah, but yeah, just in case if anyone interested, I'm gonna put the link down below of that website. All right, so here I started drawing a very basic shape of a flower. I just added a little circle in the center, and then adding maybe 5 or 6 petals like that. And I'm going over this flower a couple times, so I'm doing a couple layers here. And yeah, and then I did the same thing. I add one more flower using a different color. So every time I use a different color, I'm cleaning my brush. I'm not showing you that part, I just cut that part because, like I said, this is gonna be a super long video. So I clean my brush, and then just again add a very basic shape of this big flower here, and I'm doing couple layers here. So like I said, this is a very long video. It's hard for me to put the longer video on the YouTube because I don't have that much of space on my phone, because I make all of my video on my phone. So yeah, I don't have any space in my phone left. So okay, so as you can see, I took that darker burnt umber brown color and go back on that lighter flower and add on the one side of the petal so that you can see a little, dimension. So yeah, I thought that was too dark, so that's why I go back and add a little bit of lighter color there. So yeah, if you like to know again which color I'm using, you can just maybe pause the video when I am showing you the bottle of the paint. And I use the same color on my second flower here, and I switch my brush. So I am going back and forth after I apply that paint so that it becomes slightly little lighter and also blend with the background color, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm trying to make for the next time I will try to make a little smaller painting maybe, so that you guys can see the real time where I don't fast forward, but I'll try to make a little small ones next time. And when I smooth out these colors on the edges, I go very lightly. I'm like barely touching my canvas, and then I smooth out all of those brush strokes. Okay, so now I applied this darker looking purple. I use a purple here. I know it looks like black here. That's, I'm not really sure why, but I use darker purple here. Alright, so now I add another flower and I use white. I wasn't happy with this color, so I changed my mind later and add a different color on top of it. So yeah, I'm just doing the same thing again. So that's why I always say this is the best part about using acrylic paint is if you don't like anything, just let it dry and just go over with the color that you like to apply. So I don't like this white here, so I use the other color here, and then I just overlap overlap, just go over one more time. So remember I said earlier that I use a darker purple for the center of the flower. So you can see the difference now. I'm using that same color on this flower, and this is purple, right? So I use a purple, but I don't know, I think sometimes it's not really showing what I'm really using here. So I'm just using that same purple color and going on the one side of the petal, just like I did with the other flowers again. And I'm just adding maybe 4 or 5 dots of white in the center of the flower. So yeah, something like this. 2 on the top, 3 on the bottom, or maybe just very random, to be honest. Alright, so I'm gonna move on to my next part, which is my favorite part, and which is adding some leaves here. Okay, so yeah, I'm using this color here. I am using this color right now, and then just very basic shape of the leaves, and then add a brown for the little, just a little line in the middle or on the side. And I'm just gonna do the same thing on the both side again. So I put 3 flowers in the center, and there is a little space in between. I'm just adding these leaves in between those 2 flowers. Or to be honest, I don't really think a lot, but that's how it come out. And then I noticed that this is what I'm doing here. So to be honest, if you are painting with me right now, and if you want to just follow me what I'm doing, you can also do that, or you can just create your own shape, or just go maybe crazy a little bit. Okay, so yeah, I use these colors a little muted, but you can use maybe pop-up colors if you like, maybe more darker colors if you like, maybe red. I am gonna be using a little bit of red here because I love red and pink, so I always use red and pink on my most of the painting. Alright, so again, you can pause the video where I show the paint colors. I am using a darker green here, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm just adding a whole bunch of leaves here. Alright, so yeah, I'm just gonna keep adding more and more leaves using that same darker green color here. And yeah, I'm just gonna turn my canvas as I'm painting. Alright, so yeah, I am really sorry guys, I just have to fast forward this. I mean, So yeah, I'm here now. I am all done adding this all green leaves now, and what I'm doing is I'm gonna start adding some flowers, and for that I'm using white paint, and these are the tiny little flowers. Basically I'm just adding this kind of a petals and then the center of the flower. So here's basic very small flower here, and I'm gonna go ahead and add a whole bunch of other flowers now, similar way, and I'm using same color here. And again, I'm using very basic shape here. As you can see, I'm just adding these kind of petals, and I go back in the center of the flowers and add a little bit of yellow there, and these flowers are done. Alright, so I'm gonna move on to the other flowers. Again, these are the white flowers, but slightly little different shade. So the petal of this flower is a little bit bigger, so I'm just adding like 5 or 6 petals for each flower here. So yeah, I'm just gonna add this kind of flowers here now. So when I'm not sure, what I like to do is use a piece of paper, and then maybe practice a couple times on the paper, and then I like to do it on the canvas. But if you are confident, you can just directly go on your canvas. So yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna keep adding more and more this kind of flowers. Again, it's a basic shape, so I'm just gonna show you one flower how I make it, and then I'm gonna add more here. Alright, so I'm all done with this flower. I add brown in the center of the flower and a couple dots of white. Alright, so I'm going back on these leaves and adding these kind of lines. And I saw this technique someone was doing on the Instagram, I think. Oh, no, I'm not Instagram. Maybe TikTok, I guess. And I love that. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna try one time how it's gonna look like, and it's amazing. I love that technique. So yeah, I don't know her name. I think her name is Ashley, I guess. I think I'm pronouncing it wrong, but yeah. So yeah, she's amazing. I love her art. I love her art. So yeah, okay, so back to my painting. I also add another flower in the center of this painting here, because I feel like that area was a little bit darker, so just to add a little more lighter color, I use white there for this flower, and then just a couple dots in the center. Alright, so I'm gonna move on to my next part, which is adding more flowers, and this time I'm gonna be using red here, and I'm kind of trying to add like a roses, but let's see how it's gonna turn out. So this is how I'm gonna add my flowers. I don't really know how to even explain you, but I'm trying to add, like, almost like a half kind of a C shape. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, so yeah, all I'm doing is adding this kind of a petals and leaving a little space in the center for the center to add a different color there, and then I'll show you what I do next. Alright, so here I add darker purple in the center of those flowers. So I'm already done with all of the flowers, just showing you this couple of them. So I also add some bigger flowers here, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna add the purple color in the center, and then 3 dots of white in the center of the flower. So I then add more flowers here, using that same cream color, yeah, and then add the center of the flower, and then 3 dots in the center of the flower, and I go back and add more leaves. So I use green and brown leaves, and I also add some leaves in the center of the flower area, maybe a couple of them. So yeah, and I use white paint on each of these leaves that I add here, and all the colors I use for the backgrounds, I mean the flowers and the leaves, I'm using all those colors and adding filling all those little areas with some dots. So I'm just adding basics little dots everywhere, so that those areas don't look kind of empty. So yeah. Alright, so yeah, here I'm all done with this painting. Let me know what you think about this painting. I know, I'm so sorry guys, I have to cut like so many stuff in this painting because this was super long video. I'm trying to not make any longer videos, but my paintings are taking forever to like finish. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this small little video here, and if you do, make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. Yeah, and I will see you next time for another painting. All right, bye.